Making reliable gold in WoW at this moment in time is a piece of cake, seriously, and much to the request of a few subscribers and or Patreons, let's go over my method that how I'm regularly getting reliable gold each and every day with just an hour's worth of spent. Let us begin. So coming in towards everything, it's really simple. All I've been doing is herbing and mining, doing my jewel gathering every single day to get around about 50,000 gold per hour. Now, for that instance, I will need to actually support these claims, so if we jump in towards worth it, we can have a nice little mosey over towards everything, and if we go in towards my farms, we can see that the ringing deeps right now is my farming for everything thus far. This is 3 hours worth of farming just to prove my point. It's roughly around about 51,000 gold per hour, giving the base average for that. And when it comes towards everything, it's really simple in order to actually farm up. And in the ringing deeps, all we want to do is follow this nice little route on the screen right now, which is labeled in a violety pinky color. That being said, all I do is just fly around this for an entire hour, farming up all of the additional area, picking up all of the herbs and or ore. There are a few nuances to this, how I'm able to get so much gold in that hour's worth spent, and as such, the first thing of note is the Potion of True Sight. For those who don't know, the Potion of True Sight gives you a bonus to your perception. Now, judging by this, I actually go with rank 2. This is because rank 3 is exorbitantly higher on the auction house than a base rank 2, and if we prove this by going onto the auction house and clicking for True Sight, we can see that the base True Sight is 110 gold, the True Sight rank 2 is 117 gold, and the True Sight of rank 3 is at nearly 1,000 gold. This is not worth it for me, as I really don't want to spend 1,000 gold, as I want to get the most out of bang for my buck for this, so I use a True Sight rank 2, and that is how I've been able to actually gain more nodes. This is because perception works in the way of finding camouflaged herb nodes and or ore nodes that I wouldn't ultimately see as my base character. This gives me more ore and herbs that are in close proximity to each other, condensing the area, and as such, if I'm farming around that entire zone, then I'm going to be picking up more herbs and or ore in that given hour. Coming on towards all of this, I will have to actually show you my builds. When it comes towards herbalism, I put 40 points currently into Bountiful Harvest. I have pretty much 10 points in every single herb one, except for the Arathor Spear one, which I've just added a load of points into, as it seems to be selling for a lot more gold than a lot of the others at this moment in time. Following on to that, with Botany, I've put 40 points into Botany, and there was a little mistake with mulching with 3 points there. Following on towards overloading the underground, I've placed 40 points in towards overloading the underground as well. So these base ones I've maxed out, and now I'm maxing out my Bountiful Harvest to increase my yield overall. As I've got the main base ones done, I am thus searching for that when it comes towards my herbing, because I want to get the most bang for my buck. Following on to that, with mining, I have done pretty much the same thing. However, a few different points have been placed in certain areas. Number 1 is Plethora of Ore. I've maxed this out at 50 skill points into that, and along with that, with Bismuth, I've placed 23 points out of the 45 currently, as I'm aiming to now fill out this to be maxed next on my list. Jumping over towards mining fundamentals, I've added 60 points into that to basically just get a finesse increase overall, and then subsequently I will be adding stuff into the perception. However, I want to maximize my yield with Plethora of Ore. Following on to this, I can add Mastering the Mysterious into this, which will give which will also give me additional points, but I have not yet done so. Other additional nuances when it comes towards this is the addition of either dragon riding or steady flight. Now when it comes towards this, I choose steady flight, as I recently posted a comparison of the two to try and find out which one was better in regards to actually mining up and herbing nodes and getting around the zone in a relatively good fashion. So I posted this one on my Patreon quite a while ago, and this is me reciting it. After extensive testing, I have observed no significant differences in resource gathering efficiency between dragon riding and steady flight. Both methods yield similar results in terms of resources collected per hour. Dragon riding offers the advantage of high speed travel, allowing you to zoom around the map quickly. However, this speed comes with the need to manage your vigor bar and carefully plan your landings. In contrast, steady flight provides full control and the ability to remain airborne indefinitely without the need to monitor a resource like vigor. While dragon riding does allow for faster movement overall, steady flight maintains a consistent pace, which can make it easier to position yourself precisely when targeting specific resources and or nodes. In conclusion, despite the differences in flying mechanics, the amount of resources gathered per hour is roughly the same with both dragon riding and steady flight. So yeah, there you have it. When I did my comparison on this, I didn't really see that much of a difference when it comes towards resources gathered per hour, and as such, feel free to gather whichever way you feel comfortable, which I find steady flight to be more normal, and it's the one that I'm the most used to and adept with, and I'm glad it actually came out in the nice results against my comparison. Following on to that, when it comes towards actually gaining that 50,000 gold, once I've actually done my hours worth of farming, so what I will generally do is wake up in the morning and make a coffee and start farming. This is just a general routine, and as such I just do that hours worth of farming while I am waking up. Not too bad, as I'll just binge watch YouTube on one side of my screen while I'm farming the stuff up. Following on to that, once I'm done, I will then post the auction house. You cannot understand how fast this stuff is selling with the region auction house merge. I'm glad that the prices are staying relatively the same at this moment in time on a given day, in thus increasing my yield with herbing and mining overall, which is ultimately giving me high yields of returns. As you can see on the screen right now, I'm basically selling around about 80% of everything all in one post, and I don't need to think about it within the first 5 minutes. Nearly 80% of everything will sell, so that's pretty dang good, as pretty much that's 40,000 gold out of the 50,000 gold farmed, and all it really takes is the next day when it all cancels, I just relist it and it sells again. And with those steady prices that are actually quite reliable, this is a decent and reliable method in order to make gold at this moment in time, and as such it's been placed into my routine as a daily herb mining gold farm, as 50,000 gold per week is 350,000 gold, and over the course of 4 weeks, which roughly is a month, that will equal me in 1.4 million gold overall per month. That is pretty dang awesome for someone who's just doing an hour's worth of farming each and every day, if those prices remain the same. Given that, I do expect prices to actually drop, so I'd recommend you guys jumping on top of this overall. But other than that, that is pretty much everything I have to say. Along with that, that is the video. If you want to go over towards the Patreon, you can always check out my TSM profile for maximizing gold and or base crafting. Along with that, have an awesome one, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.